Some of these videos will be a little longer because I'm including the lesson and the share and show in these videos. Okay, let's get started. This is about modeling ratios. Now, when you use a model, you can use colors, you can use designs, like these could be all X's, and this could be an O, or anything like that. Note here, a ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. We talked about the three ways you could write a ratio. Okay. The ratio compares the blue squares to red squares. So blue to red is 5 to 1. Can also be written as 5 to 1, 5 to 1, or 5 to 1. Okay. Julie, let's investigate and do a new one. Julie makes 3 bracelets for every 1 bracelet Beth makes. So it's 3 to 1, Julie to Beth. Use red and yellow counters to model the ratio. Think, Julie makes 3 bracelets, that's right here, when Beth makes 1. The ratio is 3 to 1. Okay, so Julie, Beth, 3 to 1. Model the ratio that shows the number of bracelets Julie makes when Beth makes 2 bracelets. So we could say if Beth makes 2, that means Julie would make 6. So modeling it would be something like Julie, 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 Beth, Beth, something like that. The next part is, how could you change the model from part B to show the number of bracelets Julie makes when Beth makes 3 bracelets? So if Beth makes 3, that's an additional 3 for Julie. So now it would be 9 to 3. Okay, the back side. Explain how to use counters to compare the number of bracelets Julie makes to the number of bracelets Beth makes. So you could say something like, for every 3 Julie makes, Beth makes 1. So it's a 3 to 1 ratio. So you could count 3 counters for Julie, 1 for Beth. Describe a rule that can be used to find the number of bracelets Julie makes when you know the number of bracelets Beth makes. So look what happened here. When Beth made 1, Julie made 3. When Beth made 2, Julie made 6. So the rule would be Beth times 3 equals Julie. So whatever number Beth makes, if I multiplied it by 3, I get what Julie makes. How can you use counters to find out how many bracelets Beth makes if you know the number Julie makes? Well, the opposite would be, if Julie makes 3, Beth makes 1. So that's 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I could divide by 3. Don't spend too much time on these 3. You can use a table to compare the quantities and write ratios. So we're talking about a table here. Draw a model to show the ratio. So that's really leading into the big thing that we're going to be doing. Okay. A bakery uses 1 box for every 4 muffins. There's 1 box for every 4 muffins. The ratio is 1 to 4. Okay. So the model might be, a box, muffin, 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 muffin. So now we're going to look at it from the point of view in a table. Boxes to muffins. Each time the number of boxes increases by 1, the number of muffins increases by 4. So plus 1, plus 4, plus 1, plus 4, plus 1, plus 4 more. I really like to use multiplication. Write the ratio of boxes of muffins when there are 2 boxes. So the ratio would be 2 to 8, 2 to 8. Write another ratio by the table explaining what the ratio represents. So I could write 5 to 20. So 5 boxes would mean 20 muffins. Okay. Remember, you can start and stop as needed. Okay, this is the share and show. We're just going to do this side here. Write the ratio of yellow to red. Remember, order matters. 1 to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3. And you could write it, 5 to 3, 5 to 3. Doesn't matter. Draw a model. So don't go crazy here. That's 3 to 2. This is, 1 part 5 x's, 1 to 5. Use the ratio to complete the table. When arranging flowers and vases, for every 1 rose she uses, there are 6 tulips. So we've got 1 to 6. So that's times 6 times 6. That's 12. Times 6, 18. Times 6, 24. Notice, 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. On a 6th grade field trip, there are 8 students for every 1 adult. 8 students, 1 adult. Complete the table to show. So in this case, I divided by 8, or I went up, I times it by 8. So that would be 16. 2 times 8 is 16. Or 24 divided by 8 is 3. Times 8 is 32. 16, 8, 16, 24, 32. We have to learn the relationship here, because if we skip a spot, for instance, if this were an 8, I can't go 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, because this is actually an 8 here. I have to know it's times 8, that's 64. So I have to work on this relationship of students to adults, adults to students as well. Zena adds 4 cups for every 3 cups of sugar. Draw a model that compares the cups of flour. So 4 cups of flour, 3 cups of sugar. I just used flour for F, S for sugar. And the back side, you can do this sometime on your own.